In this lecture, I'm going to show you how to reference a document in another document. If you want to code along with me, download this file I've attached to this lecture. In this file, population.js, we have two models. The first one is author with three properties: name, bio, and website. The other model is course with one property, name. In this lecture, we're going to add another property, author, and there we'll reference an author document in our database. We also have a few helper functions. One is create author, the other is create course, and the last one is list courses. All these functions are similar to what you have seen earlier in this section, so there's nothing new here. Now, before getting started, I want you to go to MongoDB Compass and delete the playground database. We want to start on a clean canvas. So type in playground here to delete this database. Okay. Now, down the bottom of this file, you can see here we have a call to create author function to create an author called Mosh with these properties. So open up the terminal and run node population.js. So we created one author, and here's the ID of this author, okay? Now, let's copy this back to the code. Let's comment out this line, create author, and enable create course. So here we want to create a course called Node course for this new author. So we pass the author ID as a string. Now, if you look at the implementation of this function, here we create a course object with two properties, name and author. Now, save the file back in the terminal. Let's run this program one more time. So we created this course object. Here's the ID of the course, the name of the course, but we don't have the author. The reason for this is because when we defined this course model, we only added the name property. So when saving a course object, only the properties that you have defined in your model will be persisted in the database. So here we need to add another property, author. We set this to a schema type object. The type of this property should be object ID. So we use mongoose.schema.types.object ID. Also, we set a property called ref, and here we add the name of the target collection, that is author. So in this author property, we'll store an object ID that references an author document. But once again, we don't really have a proper relationship here. We can store a course with an invalid author, and Mongo doesn't complain about that. So we have modified our model. Now, back in the terminal, node population.js. So here's our new course object. You can see we have the author property. Now, back in MongoDB Compass, let's look at this playground database. Here's our courses collection. So you can see we have two documents. The first one doesn't have an author, but the second one has. So here we have an object ID that is referencing an author.